back to another Drums Alive edition. We will be learning our third routine. The song that we're going to be using today is called Brass by Dirty Rush and Greg. This particular routine that I've designed is geared, it's going to be focused on working the quads. So there's going to be a lot of squatting, a lot of holding, so just be prepared for that sort of burn. Okay, it's time to get started. We're going to start breaking the steps down together. The first part of the song, you'll hear a little crescendo, which means getting louder to the start of the song. So you're going to hear, and then it's going to get louder, and then your beat starts. You aren't going to do anything on the crescendo, but as soon as you hear the beat lock in, you're going to start by crossing your arms like this. Now, you can flare it up if you want to. You can add a little bit of a pulse like that. I like to have my arms raised up a little bit because it elevates your body rather than being down here. So this opens up your chest and it will promote better breathing. You're going to hold this pose for 16 counts. Afterwards, you are going to march in place for another 16 counts. And as you're marching in place, you're going to be clicking your sticks, or you can clap your hands. You're going to go 4 up, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down going 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To make that 16, you're going to repeat that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that with the music. Marched and clicked in place, you are going to do a combination. It's an 8-count sequence that you'll repeat 3 times. The first count is going to start on a double. So we're going to go double, click. You're going to drop down low. And if you have a utility bucket or a laundry hamper, you're actually going to click the sides of that bucket. 1, 2. Creates a different sound from 1, 2. You get a louder, brighter sound. So the first 4 of the 8-count sequence, double, click, drop, 2. The next 4 counts, you're going to take your sticks, you're going to put them across like this, or if you don't have sticks, that's fine. You can simply put your hands across like this. And you're going to lean to the left for 2. So you're going to lean for 1, 2, other side for 2. The full sequence together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you do that 3 times. And you'll hear in the music, it'll go, let's go, lose control, slip and slide on the dance floor. With the words, you have let's go, lose control, slip and slide on the dance floor. So again, 3 times. On the 4th time, you're going to take away the sliding and we're going to replace it by 3, 2, 1, drop. So that 4th section in that part of the song, so it's going to go, let's go, lose control, 3, 2, 1, drop it. So you're going to squat with your legs spread apart on the words, drop it. Let's try that full 32 count grouping before we add in music. So we're going to start with the double, click, drop with the slides for 3, and then adding that 4th sequence with that change. So 5, 6, Here we go. Let's go. Lose control. Slip and slide on the dance floor. Again. Let's go. Lose control. Slip and slide on the dance floor. Again. Let's go. Lose control. Slip and slide on the dance floor. Let's go. Here's where it changes. 3, 2, 1. Drop it. Dropped the beat, you are going to remain in that sumo squat position. So I'm like this. While you are here holding, it's going to be for 16 counts. And you're going to do a combination of hitting the top of the ball and the side of the ball. So we're going to start on the left side. And you're going to hit the top with your right hand while hitting the side of the bucket with your left hand. And you're going to hit them together. So it's going to go 1, 2. You're going to switch to the other side. 1, 2. You're going to do that for 4 full switches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. After those counts of 16, you're going to stand back up, and we're going to do a combination where we hit a double, and on the second count, you're going to pull your sticks back. So we have 1, 2, and as you're pulling back on 2, you're going to take your right leg and you're going to kick it back on 2. And then when you go to beat 4, so 3, 4, you're kicking back. 3, 4, you're kicking back that left leg. So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way through 16. There's 16 counts of our double and pull. So once you feel comfortable with that motion, then add the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, now we're going to go from the beginning after we drop the base. So we're going to start with that squat position for 16 and add our double pull for 16. 3, 2, 1, drop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Get ready to double and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. From here, we are going to add one of the trickiest movements that I have shown you yet. It's a combination of quite a lot of things. This is going to be a 32 count, and it's basically a crossover, but you're adding some extra steps. So the crossover I had initially shown you, let's do a left-hand crossover for example. You put your right stick on the top, and you cross like this. You are going to, instead of leaving your stick that's on the ball down, you're going to add a little bit of a tap in between each of the bigger crossovers. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So you're tapping on the beats where your stick, your other stick, is in the air. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So just like that. Once you've mastered that new movement, this is really tricky. A lot of my 4th, 5th graders were really struggling with that movement when I showed them before spring break. So start out with just a crossover to get comfortable. and then add your off beat with the other hand. On top of that, once you feel comfortable with the hand movements, you're going to add your feet. So as you're doing this with your hands, you're going to kind of dip and kick. Dip, kick. So you're still squatting and then kicking back on 2 and 4 on all the even beats. And you're dipping on all the odd beats. When I put it together from the beginning with the crossovers and the legs, you're going to start by kicking kind of over to the other side. So when your left hand is crossing over, your right hand should be, or your right foot, excuse me, should be kicking back. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. From the side, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. You're going to keep that going for 15 beats. On the 16th, you're going to stop and then reverse. So it's going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, stop. You're going to switch it for your right hand to be now crossing over. And you're going to start by having your right foot moving with your right stick. Your feet are going to be doing the opposite movement of what they were doing on the first set of 16. When you started, you moved your leg back the opposite way of your arm. This time, you're going to be moving your leg the same direction as your arm. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to try that from the beginning of that 32 counts. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you've mastered that portion of the song in the routine, you have learned the hardest part. Sections to learn, and then you've got the whole routine, because after the first half of the song goes through, the second half is going to repeat. For the next 32 counts, you are going to do a combination where you're moving a lot of your legs up and down for this. You're going to start by squatting, and you're going to tap the side of the bucket one time. So one side with each hand. 1, you're going to come back up to click on 2. So you got 1 click on the bucket, 1 click in the air. You're going to repeat that 3, 4. On 5 through 8, you're going to do 2 of each. 5, 6, 7, 8. So So I've gone 1, 1, 2. And you repeat that 4 times. Let's go through that all the way through those 32 counts. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2 more times. Last time. After this point, you'll hear the music kind of start to fizzle. You'll hear da 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 da. And that's where you can kind of relax, take a breath for a second, and then you'll hear it pick back up, just as it did in the beginning, that bum ba da 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 da. You're gonna go back to crossing your arms like the beginning.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
After we've done our marching and clicking. Instead of going into our double, click, pop, and side, we're going to do figure eights. The way this will look is if you do have sticks, you're going to use both of those sticks. If not, you can kind of like pretend like you're holding a baseball bat in your hands, and you're going to hang on to them together, and you're going to figure eight all the way across like this. And each strike is going to take up 2 counts. So you're going to start by swerving to the left. So your figure eight is going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And you're going to go all the way through 32 counts of that. So your sticks should hit the top of the ball 16 times, and then you're turning away on the other 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. The bigger your body motion is as well, the better. So instead of just going 1, 2, 3, 4, put your whole body into it. Even if you're super tired from the first half, give me 100% of what you've got. So it should be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really, really big motions. After the 32 counts of figure eights, you are going to resume as though you were back at the beginning. So we're going to go back to our double, click, bucket, slide, slide. That entire routine from that point on to the end is exactly the way that we've learned it from the first half. The routine at its full. We are going to run through this routine 2 times all the way through. The first time I will be calling out the commands, beforehand so that you would know what's coming up in case you forget. And then the last time will be the final product. routine, I can tell you guys, I am wiped out. So if you're not feeling wiped out, add more to your energy level. Have a great week, and please send me a video via email to show me what you have been working on with your Drums Alive routines. You can send me 1, 2, or 3, and I really, really want to see those. Look forward to watching those. Have a great week, guys. Bye.